I'm Deepak Chopra and I'm interviewing Sanjiv Chopra, MD, Faculty Dean for Continuing Medical Education at Harvard Medical School and also Professor of Medicine at Harvard Medical School. He has a new book, Dr. Chopra Says, Medical Facts and Myths Everyone Should Know. Sanjiv is also my brother. So first of all, congratulations, Sanjiv.
Thank you very much, Deepak.
Yeah. Why did you write this book?
You know, Alan and I, Alan Lotwin is a cardiologist and a good friend, decided to write this book because every single day in the media, we're bombarded on TV and newspapers and magazines about the latest health fad. Are statins the miracle drug? Can you live 10 years longer? What's the best diet to lose weight in a hurry? Is coffee truly a miracle drug? So we've actually looked at all the credible evidence and prepared this book. We have 38 chapters addressing those very topics and distinguishing what's hype and what's really hope, what's a medical myth, what are the real facts, and what's the evidence to prove it. And we've got some very interesting narratives and stories about all these topics.
As I was going through it, I found some surprises myself. What will surprise readers the most, you think?
I think a lot of things will surprise readers. The very first chapter actually is on coffee. And when I talk about it to my friends and even medical colleagues, they're really surprised to hear about the health benefits of coffee. So it turns out, for example, that there are 1 billion people in the world with chronic liver disease. 1 billion people. And if one drinks 2 cups of regular coffee a day, it reduces hospitalization and mortality from chronic liver disease by more than 50%.
How many cups of coffee?
2 cups of regular coffee a day. And primary cancer of the liver, cancer rising in the liver, is now the 4th leading cause of cancer mortality on a worldwide basis. And several studies and something we call a meta-analysis, where we pooled good studies, have shown that drinking 2 cups of regular coffee a day appears to decrease the risk by 43%. Coffee, it turns out, is also insulin sensitizing, so it actually decreases the chance of developing type 2 diabetes.
Can you have coffee with sugar though?
Well, you shouldn't. You should really have coffee with either skimmed milk, and I would avoid the Splenda and the sugar. So it protects against type 2 diabetes. It also protects against Parkinsonism, against gout. And just this week, a very novel study suggested that drinking 3 to 5 cups of regular coffee a day decreases the chance of developing Alzheimer's by a whopping 60%. And you know, the legend about coffee is fascinating. It apparently originated in Ethiopia. There was a shepherd by the name of Kaldi who would take his sheep for pasture, and he noticed that in one particular pasture they were very animated and frisky, and they were consuming these red cherries. So he made a brew out of it. There was a monastery nearby, a monk used to go by, and he scolded him. He said, "You have partaken of the devil's fruit." He ignored the monk. After a while, the monk said, "Let me try the brew." And he enjoyed it. He was able to stay up for the late night prayers. It then spread to Mysore, India, to many different parts of the world. 600 years ago, a group of well-meaning people petitioned Pope Vincent III and said, "This is truly the devil's drink, and you need to ban it." And he said, "You know, before I ban it, let me taste it." And when he tasted it, instead he baptized it, proclaiming, "Coffee is so good, the infidels should not have exclusive use of it."
Oh my God. So all of us thought coffee wasn't good for you.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And none of these studies, by the way, are sponsored by Starbucks.
Okay. They should be in the future at least. You're doing a good job for them. Can you sum up some of the key messages in this book?
Yeah, I actually came up with a mnemonic that I've shared with friends even before we wrote the book, and it's called Aced Life. So Deepak, if you live to the ripe old age of 108 at the eulogy, a lot of people might say, "Deepak, aced life." So what is aced life? A is aspirin. And aspirin not only protects against heart disease and heart attacks, but actually protects against colorectal cancer. C is coffee. E is exercise. It really is the best drug. D is vitamin D3. It's the only vitamin we should take. In reality,
if you buy
as you
regular
know,
vitamin, does it get converted to D3 in the body?
it may not. So it's better to take the active ingredient, D3, 1,000 to 2,000 international units a day. L is laughter. We all know the benefits of laughter and the story of Norman Cousins. I is to go inward, to reflect, to meditate. You and I do it every day and find incredible value. F is fish or fish oil, and E is empathy. You know, the Dalai Lama once said, be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. So practice an act of kindness every day. And finally, don't go nuts remembering this mnemonic. So nuts are very good.
Okay.
Peanuts, pine nuts, cashew nuts, almonds, walnuts. And recent study has shown that consuming a few nuts a day increases the lifespan in humans by an incredible 2 years.
Amazing. These are amazing facts, and I've been going through this book, and there's lots more about human growth hormones, St. John's wort, glucosamine, fiber, vitamin E, on and on. The myths and the facts. I'm Deepak Chopra, and this is Sanjiv Chopra's book. Dr. Chopra says, medical facts and myths everyone should know.